Full stop is for some grammar, which is very important in all things. Here the book eats, shoots, leaves. That also doesn't have...
It's perfectly lovely.
Peaceful. Is it does?
Look, I support Palestine, though. Action is needed now.
Let's talk about Palestine Action, because today there was some developments in this case. This shit pisses me off. So Declassified UK, just full disclosure, this thread is very long. I only included bits and pieces because it's just mostly legal courtroom mumbo jumbo. But so for those of you that don't know, recently they were prescribed in the UK as a terrorist group, Palestine Action. So if you don't know who they are, these are the people that would go to like the Elbit weapons manufacturer place and shut it down and spray paint stuff and whatever. Yeah, terrorism, right? Like
wait, they weren't there signing the bombs.
No.
They were just spraying the outside of the building. Get them out.
Yeah,
get them out of there.
Worst people ever. Actively engaged in direct action to stop a genocide. I mean, just scumbags, right? I mean, how dare they? I'll pull my Greta Thunberg. How dare you?
Well, that's because, by the way, Israel mainly was the outsourcing of British colonialism. They're like, hey, you Zionists, you handle our control over the Arab lands.
Yep.
So you'll see UK act all like liberal about it or whatever, like, oh, it's a genocide, but their intel covens, Israel, that's why this is happening. Yeah. They're already moving into complete fascism with imprisoning you for tweets. So why wouldn't they do this?
Yeah, they just detained another journalist. I'm blanking on his name. Steve something. Sweeney, maybe? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm blanking. But they just detained another journalist. They did the same thing with Richard Medhurst. They did the same thing with Craig Murray. It's not good for our friends in the UK right now. So this is what happened today. So context is given here by Declassified UK. Palestine Action was proscribed on the 5th of July, marking the first time in history that a civil disobedience group is branded a terrorist organization. The proscription came after activists spray paint into the engines of two Voyager aircraft at RAF Bryce Norton.
Okay, does that count? Here's my, because this is like a little nitpicky of me, but they go, this first time in history, and then they said I don't know how much that damages an aircraft to do that, but it would not be, if it does, that is not the first time in history. Back when everybody's arguing about who the most terrorists are, whether they were Muslim or white guy, remember that in like 2011 times?
Yeah.
I was curious, so I looked it up, who does the most terrorism. And the number one terrorism was eco-terrorism. I was like, what? I saw 12 Monkeys by it. And it was all environmental terrorists who would do stuff like that to like logging equipment and mining equipment. And this is when I found about how the FBI they find slow dudes that are like virgins, and they get them laid and give them money and hand them a Home Alone map of a plan, and then arrest them and say we caught a terrorist.
Yeah.
So they were already doing that to eco-terrorists who just destroyed property for many years here. It's not the first time in history. This is actually
here in the United States.
Oh yeah, and in UK.
I think I think they're probably just speaking about it as from the UK. I don't know. I don't know the history of if anybody else has ever been prescribed a terrorist.
But it's not human life. The thing that struck me is not human life being destroyed.
No.
Now, if you broke my $1 million plane, I would want you prosecuted probably, but not really the same as blowing up women and children.
Yeah, no.
Right. That word has been just gaped beyond belief.
Well, and this is another one of those things where they're slow walking. And I'm sure people will remember. I'm not sure what year it was. It was maybe like 2016, 2017. I'm not sure. But DHS here in the States released that little like brochure where it was domestic violent extremist is what they were calling it. And if you read it, it's basically everybody. It's if you care about any one issue, then you're a terrorist.
If you have a religion, you believe it more than what the state tells you.
Then you're an extremist. Yeah,
I guess that's extreme. I mean, I guess that's extreme. I don't understand why it's bad to be extreme. Like, I'm extreme about a pedophile network shouldn't exist anywhere in the country of the world. Yeah. I know that's a little extreme. I'm not in the center on that one. It's not. Am I a terrorist?
I'm pretty extreme that we shouldn't be blowing up women and children.
That's extreme.
I mean, if that's extreme, yes, I'm extreme.
No, you should be on 100%. A bag of Doritos.
I'm extreme about the fact that we should have legitimate free speech, period, end of story. I'm pretty extreme about that. I'm okay with being labeled extreme if that's what that means.
I'm more in the center. I think it should be like free credit report where it's like not free. You just say it is.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. So here we'll get into some of the nitty gritty here. So Amore, which is one of the people who was refused, quote, wait, did I skip a slide? No. Okay, we're good. Was refused, quote unquote, interim relief earlier this month, meaning Judge Chamberlain declined to temporarily suspend the proscription order pending future hearings. She was then refused an appeal on the interim relief decision, meaning that an order was permitted to come into effect. In delivering his decision, Judge Chamberlain said proscription would not infringe on the rights of Britons wishing to protest Israel's actions in Gaza, including direct action. So that's not true because they are currently arresting, detaining, harassing. I have a couple videos here we can look at of just some examples. And I actually think that the Do Dissidents fellas, my boys, covered some of this as well. I don't remember which ones they did. I tried to get ones that they had not, if I can find them.
They covered a great one of that creep Destiny and that influencer thing, explaining to the IDF they shouldn't TikTok their crimes. So that dude's not ignorant of it. He's cool with it. That's an evil blue hair piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit. Genuine piece of shit.
His son. Shout out to Destiny's child. His son, you could see it's like his kid used to shoot him with airsoft guns online, which was hilarious. And you can see the effects of having that shitbag on this poor kid. Like that's like someone really on the dark side of it. But look, you blew up these people's countries and then you flood the immigrants from the countries that you screwed up into your country.
Yes, that's what happened.
And then you're going to pretend that you don't understand why
it's happening. It pisses me off, Kurt. Oh, it makes me so mad because everybody wants to bitch about immigration. Well, then stop blowing up other people's countries, assholes. It's really not that complicated. It's really not. Most people do not want to upend their entire existence and leave their home country away from everything they've ever known.
They're the British.
Yeah, they don't want to do that. People don't do that for funsies. They do it.
Can you imagine having to flee to England? What a nightmare.
To London. Oh. Terrible. Okay, so we'll play a couple of these videos of people, protesters in the UK being fucked with.
Full stop is for some grammar, which is very important in all things. In the book, Eats, Shoots, Leaves. That also doesn't have.
It's perfectly lovely.
Peaceful. Is it does?
Look, I support Palestine, though. Actually, it's needed now. You see? Because what we're trying to say is some people are still sleeping. So it's like, come on, guys, are you going to start supporting us now here on the protest? Come on, you know, that's what it means.
I understand, obviously, you look like it's a real country base.
But then they need to put that there because no one said that was wrong. She's not saying she's supporting.
I completely understand.
Look, I support Palestine. Finish. And then action is needed now.
A very clever sign, by the way. I support Palestine, period. Action needed now, because currently it is illegal in the UK to walk around with a sign that says I support Palestine Action, the group. It's illegal because they're terrorists.
USAID thing where they trick you that it's not USAID, but they make the aid all one color. Oh, she did a little intel trick. Good for her.
Yeah,
I mean, she should be locked up like a criminal
against them. So you can see that person ended up getting arrested or detained.
That's what happens when you get disarmed by your country, and that's why they did. Their only form of guns there is being a wizard. So they have to take whatever, just like those punks in Australia gave up all their guns the second that something happened, and that's been the Read Tragedy and Hope. It tells you the whole plan. From Cecil Rhodes, the guy who invented apartheid in the concentration camp. This plan has been in the works for a while, so that's why they're all the little Britain people that are little Hobbit type phenotype Britons that they hate you. They hate you, and they're going to replace you. And King Charles traces lineage. I don't know if people know this. Not only back to Dracula and what's the other one? Oh, like King David. Oh, Muhammad. I think he might be lying about that, but they trace it officially back to Muhammad because that's all the places that this massive narco empire. This opium dealer empire colonized, they would legitimize themselves by saying they're descended from your thing.
Yeah.
So all the people that are mad at, and by the way, if I had my kid in some Pakistani grooming gang, yeah, I'd have some bad feelings. I'm not telling nobody not to have them feelings, but your leaders, King Charles hung out with Jimmy Savile, and the BBC covered it up. Why aren't you dragging him out of his palace with the same anger you have at these immigrants that he caused to come in there and do those things? He's not against them doing that. He does that. You don't know that?
Yeah.
I guess not.
No. Well, I think a lot of people know it, but they compartmentalize it and they make a lot of weird justifications. Listen, if mental gymnastics were an Olympic sport,
that's a great sport. That should be at the Olympics, like
right?
Like the influencers justifying America first
Child
and
rape.
Zionism together. Like really, like wow, that was amazing. I didn't think anybody could do what you just did.
I would love to see somebody explain that in a logical and sensical fashion. I don't think that's possible. So here's another protester in the UK being harassed. She's very emotional about it.
All right, we can take your belongings. I can make sure you've got your.
I will say at least their cops aren't like just straight up beating the shit out of them.
Okay, all right.
Like our cops would.
So, as part of the code,
what are they gonna do? Pull a spork on them?
Failure to give name and address. Okay. Can you just hold this? Right. I don't want to cuff you. All right. Will you just walk to the side with me? Thank you.
These cops are punks for even following this. This is sad, dude.
Yes.
They're people that queue up. They get online when they're told. The British. They take pride in that.
Yeah.
We queue when we're told. I've heard them saying that on their news when I was there.
Yeah. Like the idea that having a sign that says "I oppose genocide" is something that will get you arrested.
Well, I find it incredible because we had Ashton Forbes on with the orb thing, and people, that's far fetched. They couldn't hide something like, they hit a genocide in broad daylight in front of your dumb faces.
Yeah,
they can hide anything. You understand? Like, they can hide anything. They put it right in front of you, and people just sit there and go, "Oh, well, what are you do with football?" Of course, they can hide all that stuff. Everybody needs to broaden their horizons. Watching this, all my life in school, how could the Holocaust have happened? What? Everybody exploring the psychology of German. How could they have let this happen? How did you let it happen, assholes?
Yeah. It's wild. It is wild. And people will always say, I wonder what we would have done during the you're doing it right now.
No,
you're doing the
exactly.
thing.
That's
right
exactly
now.
my point. You're doing exactly what you would have done.
Right now.
The same thing. You're no different. Your leaders know that, and they look down on you, and you are a pawn at best, but really probably like a food source, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so it continued. The hearing today centers on whether Amori will be granted permission to challenge the prescription through a judicial review. Raza Hussein KC opens, quote, "The prescription renders the UK an international outlier with direct action typically viewed as activism, not terrorism, as it should." Irish KC, I'm not even going to attempt it, takes over, providing context on the Israeli atrocities in Gaza, which Palestine Action seeks to disrupt and prevent. So this is what they're arguing against. And this is from UN experts and NGOs, which, listen, I got my issues with both of those groups, but let's just be clear about what is actually happening. So Israel has killed a classroom of children every day for 653 days, a classroom full, alongside their parents and grandparents. An average of 10 children in Gaza lose their limbs every day. Israel has done that while damaging or destroying every single hospital in Gaza, including picking off Gaza's medics and doctors. Israel is starving the population of Gaza. There is at present no baby milk left in Gaza. People are literally medically wasting away. They are starving to death. And that's despite enough food for the population of Gaza being stockpiled at the borders and not being leaded. And we should also point out that not only are they starving people to death and not allowing food to get through, but they are having these aid deliveries come in and using that as actual bait to then slaughter people.
Yeah, well, that's why they're wasting away. This is all to put them into that even smaller concentration camp than the crazy small one they already lived in. Yeah. And so this is just threatening them into that. And to a bunch of Israelis, okay, a lot of, it's a lot of like Dottie Sandusky kind of American Zionist Jews that will like just pretend Jerry was bringing democracy to those boys in the basement. They just won't look at it. But the Israelis over they know, and they're mad that they're not doing more of it. Yeah. They're mad. There's settlers attacking IDF for not being bigger pieces of shit than they already are.
They had protests in favor of raping prisoners.
Yeah, now that's what I call an outlier.
Right? Like Israeli citizens, when it was released that IDF soldiers were raping, not prisoners, hostages, really. Israeli citizens showed up to the jail to protest in support of the rapists.
Yeah, right.
So that's who we're dealing with. Yeah.
Also, they had an article. I saw this today. The article's coming out of like, hey, maybe it's not a good time to spit on Christians in the street. How you do, because evil people are going to take that and use it to spread. That's who's evil. The people tell them what you did.
Yeah.
Well, that's rich, man. You guys Vaticaned up real quick, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, it's like Jimmy says, adult children of alcoholics.
I love that saying. I repeat it nonstop because it's exactly what it is. You live in a crazy family.
Yeah.
Of white trash alcoholics in there. Shh, dad's asleep. You know, he's saying like, he's drunk. We're not allowed to say it. Yep.
Yeah. He's an alcoholic asshole. Can we not say that? No, you can't say that. So they continue here that there is near consensus in the human rights world that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza. Yes. The Israeli military is doing this, quote, with parts that are being provided by arms firms in Britain, particularly F-35 suppliers.
No, we don't need consensus. The laws made at Nuremberg after the Holocaust say it. I'm not comfortable saying that. I feel like I might be a terrorist for saying that. So I was saying ethnic cleansing. But the Jews who survived the Holocaust got to define it. I don't know if everybody knows that. We don't need consensus. There's a law down, and it calls everything they did genocide. Is anybody going to mention that?
Yeah, it's not up for debate, y'all. People need to stop trying to debate that. I'm just so fucking sick of it. Shut up. It's a genocide. It is a genocide, period. End of story. No more discussion needed. That's just the reality.
My daddy paid for my breakdance lessons at my bar mitzvah, so I can't disappoint them.
Elbit Systems. Israel's largest arms firm and Palestine Action's main target, plays a key role in these war crimes and crimes against humanity. Elbit markets itself as the backbone of the IDF and describes its employees as civil soldiers. So they're
Bob Dylan better watch his bag.
Yeah. So they cite another egregious example in which a protester was arrested for carrying a reproduction of a satirical image published in Private Eye, which you can see in the picture below. And it says it's now unclear whether Private Eye will have a knock on the door themselves. So I think that's like a little magazine or whatever. But again, you should be able to publish
I wish all these concerned leftists had been out in the street protesting for other people's speech rights. They were all delighted. All the commies were delighted to have your rights taken away. And now look, something important's come up. And now you're going to go to the place with the bad alt-right. And I don't know what they call their prisons. You're going to go in there with that for your tweets.
Yeah. But
and
listen,
I've said this for years.
It's not just the left, though.
No, what I'm saying is right now I'm watching people like, especially the Israel protests, where it's like, I wish a lot of these people that were like for pushing down on other people's speech. So a bunch of people, just because their personal grudge, and I don't blame you, I got a grudge about it too. I was in comedy for that 12 years of woke bullshit. Those assholes were not for free speech. They kept going, there should be limits on it. Well, much the way Trump gave the government all this new power, once a dumb Democrat fake left gets in, you think they're not going to do the same. This thing keeps happening. And if you pick a side like an idiot, it's going to happen forever.
Yeah. Well, that's what's so frustrating about what I do, because for the last decade, I've had to deal with nobody having any consistency on principle on the issue of free speech. And people only really want free speech when it's speech that they agree with. And anytime somebody that speaks that they don't like or that they disagree with, then suddenly they're fine with shutting them up. And that is so fucking annoying. It is beyond annoying dealing with those types of people. And they're from all walks of political life. The left does it, the right doesn't, and it is annoying no matter who's doing it. This is not a hard thing. Well, it's not hard in principle. Speech is speech, and it should be free, period. End of story. I don't care who's speaking. It should be free speech. But in practice, it's so much more difficult because you actually have to be willing to defend people that you don't like. And that's not easy for everybody. And I understand that, but that's
get over your ego, everybody. We're all going to die, morons. This is like the real, they're all the Bible beater shit about Revelation that maybe you don't believe. Well, guess what? To these leaders of yours, it's like a summer stock Shakespeare play that they're going to throw, and they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
So often they clear out you, the peasants, they clear you out with something, probably going back to the Black Plague, and then we start again. Or there's the Great Chicago Fire or the LA fires. And no, a cow didn't start that fire. Your leaders are like a mafia that they take all the wealth out of the restaurant and burn it down. And then they go somewhere else and do it. They're going to do it to you now. So that's why you got to get over your stupid, like, and where do you want to land? At the right lunch table at school? Like, you got to get over that as an adult or you're never going to be free.
I don't give a shit about a lunch table. And I can tell you that I think that that's why, and it's not just on the issue of free speech, but I do think that they very intentionally go after kind of the most universally accepted to silence. For example, it went after Alex Jones at one point. That was an easy mark.
More accurate than all the mainstream media. What's that one thing?
He was easy though. That was an easy mark.
Yeah.
It was an easy mark because people didn't like him and he was loud and obnoxious, and people were very willing to shut him up. And I knew we were fucked genuinely when they were successful in deplatforming a sitting president. That's crazy.
Oh, nothing wrong with it. Well, but he's just so bad. Now I'm watching these dumb Democrats like, oh, you didn't get the Epstein files, stupid MAGA. Oh yeah, I should have went with that Wendy Williams bitch. I'm sure she would have got to the bottom of it. Oh, that's right. When President Soup for Brains was in, you couldn't even talk about it. Yeah. So now they're going to pretend like, oh, we were the ones that were real. Kevin Spacey's going to come out.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey's going to go, I think they should come clean. Do you, Kevin? I don't think you do, really.
Ugh. Yeah, each side likes to pretend like they're the arbiter of free speech and they're the soldiers for free speech. The right does it all the time when they're talking about stuff. It's just annoying. How about we just be consistent? Please. Just a little bit of consistency on the issue of free speech would go a very long way.
You mean extremism?
It is extremism, yes. Again, I told you earlier, I'm extreme on the issue of free speech.
You got to do
people argue with me all the time.
Realpolitik, that thing Henry Kissinger, that sack of shit would do, where you say one thing, but you do another thing. And we're supposed to say that's like, oh, the adults are in the room. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting. Okay, so let's continue that they also cited submissions from Declassified UK and Novara Media regarding concerns about the implications of proscription for freedom of the press. Another one of my issues. This shit pisses me off. There is, quote, sheer confusion as to what journalists can and cannot publish. You can publish anything! God damn it.
Yeah, what? 9/11, you're not, remember when they had all those things? They destroyed the Guardian. They destroyed all their files on behalf of MI fucking warlock, whatever disgusting.
Listen, I saw what they did with Julian Assange, y'all. I saw the way that they behaved about people who were trying to cover Julian Assange. I mean, it's insane.
I saw the Fox token liberal guy. He used to have suspenders, this fat fuck that was on Fox News when they're way back when. And his opinion, the liberal one, he goes, he's a traitor. He's a traitor. Yeah. He's not even
American.
Oh, that was my favorite. New World Order. They mean to nature. Yeah, New World Order. Trump's part of it. Don't think he ain't. But they're the West. When you hear an idiot talk about the superiority of the West, that's what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Julian Assange is a traitor thing was always my absolute favorite. We were at we held an event outside the DOJ, which is so much fun, by the way, being able to stand outside the Department of Justice with a megaphone and cuss them out. It's just therapeutic. But we were standing outside. I think we were just setting up and somebody walked by and called him a traitor. It was just, I'm like, he's not even American. Like, what are you talking about? So many people.
Patel and Dan Bongino were not traitors, which is what they are, those two punks. If Harold and Kumar and Pam Bondi were not traitors, they'd do what Julian Assange did, or the hero Edward Snowden. A real whistleblower has to leave America. So when you hear a whistleblower came out about the spaceman or whatever, Trump threw ketchup on whatever dumb shit, if they still live here, they ain't no whistleblower. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I agree. So journalism is not a crime, assholes. We don't need to relitigate this. Journalism is not a crime, period. Point blank. End of story.
Well, as long as you're in Columbia and you've been accredited and you're
right, and you work for establishment media. You can be a propagandist. You can't be an actual journalist. So Judge Chamberlain, big surprise, is withholding judgment until next week. So there will be a further hearing on the 30th where a full judgment will be handed down to both parties. And somebody pointed out Oh, this is, by the way, I just wanted to include this because Declassified UK has a great like background on why this is important for civil liberties. So if you want to go check that article out, it is included in the thread here that we've been going through. So go check that out. So here from Huda says, a woman is arrested for a placard at the National March, which says, quote, "I support Palestine. Action is needed now." We showed that video. And this is from the other video. And then we should point out that apparently Edinburgh and Belfast police refused to arrest people holding up Palestine Action
Thank you. Hey, good for you, Irish. You know why? Because all the evil shit around the world.
I love the Irish.
Well, I could, there's Bono Irish too, but
right.
All the most vile things were tested out on the Irish first historically. Everything that they do around the world, they did to the Irish first.
The Irish get it.
That's why there's at least some, I guess, genetic memory more than we have here of don't follow, or that's the thing that we were supposed to learn from the Holocaust, the thing they're doing.
Don't follow orders. Yes, agree. Like I love me a Claire Daly and a Mick Wallace, that kind of Irish. Those are my Irish. Love them. By the way, this is my pal Bean, Somerset Bean. Go give him a follow. He did pretty much all of the graphics for the entire Assange everything. Really? Every group from, I used to message him for buttons, posters, handouts, whatever from the United States. He's in the UK. I know Australia used to use his stuff. Everybody would go to Bean for graphics. And it was really cool because that kept a very uniform look to things, and he did it all really for free. He never charged me a single penny for anything ever that he did for me, and he did a lot of stuff for me over the years. Right.
Well, it makes him more trustworthy. A lot of people that I'll trust their words because I know not only are they not getting, and I don't care if you got paid or not if you tell them the truth, but
he should.
A lot of times you won't get paid, and in fact, it will cost you a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not necessarily. I hope it don't, but a lot of times
I want people to get paid for their work. For sure. And I mean, I think people, I don't even know if he's got like a donation thing or whatever, but you're right. When somebody's doing it and never asks for anything in return, you can trust that. So he just posted a graphic here of this is a Holocaust survivor. And he says, I consider Palestine Action heroic people. And I think that's how they will go down in history as appropriate resistors. And I agree with that. 100%, right?
Lock him up.
So this is what I should have put this back when we were talking about the delayed decision. So this is a great point. They've delayed the Palestine Action decision just like they did with Assange.
Right.
Over and over again. When the system hesitates, it's because it knows it's wrong. The prescription is a disgrace. And they do know they're wrong. They're just trying to figure out how to maneuver within their wrongness. Right.
Maybe they can get some influencers in and talk about it.
Right. They need some influencers. Maybe they can ask Israel about that. So there you have it. Palestine Action was in court today. It's been delayed until next Wednesday. So keep an eye on that.
How inept, I mean, this is inept to me, is that you flood your country on purpose with the victims of your foreign policy. Yeah. And you don't think that they're going to say, so they're going to say something about what you're doing out there? And what are you going to do? Suppress all of them? You brought too many people directly, not like me, who I'm just mad because I saw video. People that directly got affected by it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's almost like a deliberate self-destruct.
Yeah. Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.